Mula, I'm DJ Toro. Join me every Monday to Thursday, 7 until midnight. The premium classics on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Tonight, what is quantum energy and does it have medical benefits? Leptospirosis remains on the radar of the Health Ministry. And Public Service Commission looking to gauge its level of service delivery. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spade and you're watching FBC News. The Fiji College of General Practitioners has some advice for the public. Don't buy products claiming to have special healing properties if there is no scientific proof to back up these claims. This advice came in reference to ACC Quantum Energy. Shireen Lata reports.
These are the products: flasks, pendants, watches and other accessories, hailed as having the ability to ease diabetes, asthma, high cholesterol, high blood pressure and a long list of ailments.
Many of these types of products that are sold with some claim, and there's many of them, not just quantum pendants, there's many other things that people make claims about. It's not prescribed by doctors. We have no research that tells us that these are things we should be using.
ACC Quantum Energy has been operating locally for the last 3 years. Lara Enko, the central branch manager, is usually seen at one of their stalls in Asuva Mall.
I'll give you a booklet. It's actually by James Clerk Maxwell. He researched these products. It's also researched by Albert Einstein and people much bigger than, like big scientists. So they are scientifically proven and medically proven as well.
However, no booklet was available at the end of the interview. Nor was there any other scientific evidence to back claims about the product. These items don't come cheap either.
Watches are selling from $500 to $600. It's not a small money that we are talking about. Even the pendants that they are selling is quite high. So if consumers are parting with such large sum of money, then they should be assured that these devices really have therapeutic effects.
ACC Quantum Energy in its promotions carries testimonies from local people claiming to have benefited from the product. Ministry of Health spokesperson Shelvin Deo says they will look into this issue. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
The Land Transport Authority says there is an oversupply of public service vehicle permits for taxis. However, many are expired or not in use. According to the LTA, this is one of the reasons why new applications for taxi permits can't be processed. Akosita Tale has more.
The LTA will now track down people who have taxi permits but aren't making use of them or have illegally leased them to someone else.
The person who has a permit, the owner of the permit, he's obligated to come in and renew his permit license every 3 years. We have had the tendency of people being given a permit, but they are not using it.
While no official figures have been released, Sokia says there are a large number of taxi permits not in use, and there are just as many new applicants waiting on the sidelines. No new permit have been issued recently.
Please, if you can't operate a permit, surrender that permit. Give it back to the authority. We can give it to somebody who can utilize it better.
The authority will be sending out its officers to find people whose permits have expired. However, for those who are hiring out to others, will face the consequences.
The outcry is for people to be served fully. But people who have permit, who have been issued permit, we feel that they are not doing justice to the service to the permit we are giving them, and for them to serve the public.
Taxi owners have been advised to renew their permits 28 days before expiry, or it will be listed as a dead permit. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
Prime Minister Vorengeng Bainimarama is handing over the chairmanship of the Melanesian Spearhead Group in Noumea, New Caledonia this hour. In a traditional ceremony, the chair's position will now pass to the spokesperson of FLNKS, Victor Tutugoro. Roland Koroy is in Noumea and filed this report.
As we speak, a traditional ceremony to hand over the MSG chairmanship from Fiji to FLNKS is happening. Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama, who held the chair for the last 2 years, is handing it over to FLNKS spokesperson Victor Tutugoro. Earlier, all MSG leaders arrived, followed by a flag-raising ceremony, and their respective national anthems were sung. Following the official handover this evening, there will be official speeches marking also the opening of the 25-year celebration of the existence of the MSG and the opening also of the Leaders Summit, which commences tomorrow. In handing over the chairmanship to FLNKS, Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has given a lali as a token of appreciation and as a token of encouragement to the FLNKS to continue the good work within the MSG. Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has hailed the support from all other MSG countries and says that although he is handing over the MSG chairmanship this evening, the work of Fiji and their support to FLNKS continues, and the work of all other MSG countries will ensure the smooth sailing and making it easier for the FLNKS chair to continue the good work within the Melanesian Spearhead Group. Reporting for FBC News in Noumea, New Caledonia, Roland Koroi.
Police have begun investigations into the sale of pirated DVDs of the Fiji versus the Classic All Blacks match. Chanel Sivan has been following the story and files this report.
2 police officers from Criminal Investigation Department this morning took statements from staff at Fiji Broadcasting Corporation and also collected affidavits of customers who purchased the pirated DVDs.
We want to take it to the hill. We want the police to investigate and to charge people who are responsible for this, so that it acts as a deterrent for not only Exotic Electro, but to any other company.
FBC lodged a complaint against Exotic Electro Movie World on Friday after establishing that it was selling copies of the Fiji versus Classic All Blacks match without permission. Since then, a man claiming to be the operations officer of Exotic Electro, Sandeep Sharma, has called me personally, offering to make a deal and buy the rights to sell these DVDs.
And I will not meet these people, because if I do, it will compromise the investigations that are going on by the police. The police are trying to establish a case over here and then trying to investigate. This person who claims to be the operations manager wants to speak to me, wants to set up a meeting supposedly between myself and the owner, Nitin, but I don't want to. I'm not going to speak to anyone from that company. It's illegal. It's plain and simply illegal, and it must stop right now.
If they are doing to one of our programs, which was the rugby match, and we've also received reports of the Fiji Fact matches being sold in some of the DVDs, and we've told the police about this, and they are definitely investigating this.
The fight against piracy led by FBC is taking on a new momentum. This time around, it is expected to bring positive outcome and put a dent on DVD piracy. FBC News found another outlet in Nosori on Monday, and this matter has been also reported to the police. Chanel Sivan, FBC News.
After the break, Singatoka's new special administrator calls public meeting to hear ratepayers' concerns.
I wake up in the morning, I prefer to go down to the gym, get a bit of physical work done. Also, later on in the day, I decide to go through for meditation. I do a bit of reading to find out what the latest songs are, a bit of research. And for me, it's all about the listeners.
Hey, what's up? I'm Rio, and this is the Traffic Jam every weekday from 3 o'clock to 7, only on Today FM. Today is hit music. What's up?
Nisambulo binaka oya wone kamanalangi oni nandorungo diao mai na diwa kina rua na bisinga mai na moniti kina bagarumbu kana Radio Fiji wan ndoma ibiti bongani bianyano nama katalenga na bengo na sasibiani na tinna kaloko na bembongi ni bukilulu kena bima mani walu na bembongi ni bakarowai mai na mbuza ni balu ninge namaka.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. Ratepayers of Singatoka voiced their concerns about services provided by the Municipal Council in a meeting last night. Newly appointed Special Administrator Jay White organized the face-to-face discussions. He has assured the public of a more proactive approach. As Rambir Singh reports, White wants to foster closer working relations between the council and ratepayers.
He is a man on a mission. Jay White and his Singatoka Town Council team met with ratepayers to hear their concerns and opinions about service delivery.
A great forum, a lot of ideas and feedback came through. It was good to engage with the ratepayers of Singatoka. It's a fresh new start. Obviously there's a lot of history in this town. I promised them that I couldn't fix everything overnight, but a good place to start is to communicate with the people.
One of the major concerns at the meeting was the need to give the town a major facelift because it's an important destination for tourists. The municipal council knows a huge task lies ahead.
One of those is the public toilet situation, parking, smoking in public, the market space, the minivans. There's a few things there, even the sewage system. So there's a lot of things to work on.
A task force committee will also be formed to ensure service delivery is improved. The council will also publish a monthly community newspaper to inform ratepayers and visitors on developments and upcoming events. The publication will be called The Stallion. Ranbir Singh, FBC News.
The Health Ministry's efforts to reduce cases of leptospirosis are showing positive signs. Health Ministry inspectors and the response unit have been out in the communities educating people on how best to avoid the disease. Ritika Pratap reports.
Leptospirosis is spread from the urine of animals, mostly livestock in Fiji's case. We've had an average of 200 cases each year with about 6 deaths.
Certain reviews are actually undertaken as indicators to show us how effective and how successful our campaigns have been. That hasn't happened. It will happen. But already, as an immediate thing, as an immediate way to audit it is that when there's an outbreak, when there's an increase in numbers, they respond, it comes down.
Like any other organization, the ministry also faces some difficulties in raising awareness. However, they are grateful of the help from different embassies and its regional partners.
The ministry itself is managing its resources well, according to it is putting out there its prevention activities and its clinical and curative activities in a way that will be sufficient enough to be able to deal with these issues for the moment.
To enforce the health promotional activities, officials not only give advice and hand out pamphlets, they actually walk in the field with the people. Dr. Kama says symptoms of leptospirosis vary from mild flu-type symptoms to worse conditions that require treatment.
It's about 5 to 10% of cases that are not treated can get into the more fatal form of the disease.
After the effects of Cyclone Evan, 565 cases were recorded, out of which 37 died. So far this year, 143 cases have been recorded compared to 290 for the same period last year. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Next Tuesday has been set as Public Service Day so as to highlight the work of the civil service. The Public Service Commission is also going to use the opportunity to gauge the level of its service to the public. Singatoka Wasawasa reports.
Public Service Day this year will be a low-key affair with celebration costs at a minimum. The PSC is more interested in whether its reforms and excellence programs are working.
The whole idea is to have heightened awareness about the necessity for improved public service delivery.
Chand says they've worked on complaints and issues raised by the members of the public. Service delivery in previous years left a lot to be desired.
We would like to encourage members of the public to come in numbers to see these services and to provide honest feedback on what the expectations are and what the experiences have been.
The theme for this year's Public Service Day is building a better Fiji for all through excellence in service delivery. Chand adds that they will also highlight the positive contributions which the public service has made in economic and social development. The celebrations will be part of the build-up towards the Service Excellence Awards. Singatoka Wasawasa, FBC News.
The Fiji Sugar Corporation says plans to have its $20 million public tramline in place by 2016 should boost the transportation sector. Christopher Chand with this story.
The FSC's railway network is only used during the crushing season. This is about to change as the industry looks to make it into an alternative means of public transport.
We have already started that one and seriously looking into the rail system. It's a huge investment, but it's something that, previously they were doing it in the 1900s. The people are being transported from Ba, and it's not difficult to do it now. We have got the modern technology and everything.
Vaningi says this is part of the sugar industry's strategic action plan, and they're not only looking at carrying passengers, but cargo as well.
It's not going to only be for 6 months, but it's got to run throughout the year. They are looking at tourism. They're also looking at timber, water from Ra, to use the rail to take off some pressure from the main highway.
Talks have already started between the FSC and the Ministry of Transport to start what could be Fiji's first public service tramline.
And if we can assist, a lot of pressure will be taken off from the main road. There's been discussion already with the Ministry for Works. The written correspondence have started here and there, but we really need to. I think there is another meeting this week on that.
While talks are in the initial stages, FSC plans to have this new service up and running by 2016. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
A landslide along Cunningham Road outside Suva disturbed the flow of traffic during peak hours this morning. The landslide occurred last night when limestone boulders and dirt tumbled down a roadside cliff. Authorities were quick to clear the debris on this very busy road, which links Tadirua residents to the King's Highway. That time again, our man in the suit, Jamie, is here with Wednesday Night Sports. And what's the latest with our World Cup Sevens team?
Well, with just a few more days before our team departs, FBC Sports caught up with Coach Ndere, who mentioned Fiji's major threats at this year's World Cup. We'll take a look at that after the break. Also tonight, Vodafone Fiji fact pressure now on home side Nandi. Stay with us for that and more.
Bola, oya wasala bilawa. Do pata kia o mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single level ni moniti kina vagarumbuka. Kako ni valatana no musini sari na kaisa moriando loloma leone vani ni nau om gori ke de mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single level ni moniti kina vagarumbuka en Bula FM number 2 en sere.
जहाँ हो प्यार का बसेरा और रिश्तों की खुशबू, वो है आपका अपना घर संसार. Join me on घर संसार Monday to Friday 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. only on Radio Fiji 2.
Welcome back. You with FBC Sports. When the RB Sevens World Cup in Moscow kicks off just over a week from now, our hopes for a national win rest on Alfred Ndere's squad. Coach Ndere has identified teams that have shown consistency over the 2012-13 World Series and has branded them Fiji's biggest threats. But they have a positive. Ndere will not let the constant solid form of these other teams sway him from his target this year's World Cup. Talendau Dakadaka with more.
If this year's IRB 7 series is anything to go by, then Fiji can find the going tough in Moscow next week after finishing third overall. The side is well aware of the teams to look out for in this all-important world tournament.
Looking at the IRB series that just been passed the 2012 and 2013. See, New Zealand is the form team in the consistent performance, with South Africa and England coming in very strong in the last leg. So they play consistently in the two tournaments, and they are the team that will put a threat in this World Cup.
Despite this, Ndere's team is ready to play their own brand of rugby to achieve the ultimate goal.
So we are going in as what we were trying to achieve in this tournament, and that is trying to bring that cup.
There are 9 days to go until the first pool game against Tonga. One thing is for certain, they are going to need all the support they can get. Talendau Dakadaka, FBC Sports.
The baby flying Fijians are in a tough situation at the Junior World Championship in France. Samoa upset our under-20s 19-18 today to push William Ngandolo and his team to the 11th place playoff. The big challenge comes on Monday morning when we take on the USA in a battle to stay within the top 10 or be relegated to the Junior World Trophy next year. Meanwhile, there'll be a new champion with Wales and England playing in the final after South Africa and New Zealand were both bundled out in the Cup semis. With the Vodafone Fiji Fact ready to resume on Friday, home side Jacks Nandi is feeling the pressure as they prepare to face Leptospirosis. The side is in a must-win situation if it wants to make the semi-finals on Saturday. Indra Singh has more from the Nandi camp.
Where will you mark? Being under pressure is something new for the Jacks Nandi football side this season. For the first time this year, the league leaders are in a do-or-die position if they want to break their Fiji Fact drought.
Players were in the camp and they've had a meeting with the officials, and they know that this game is very important, and they've already talked to the officials that they'll give their best shot and will be present in the training. Even they've taken leaves from work so that they attend training.
There are also a few players who are walking on a tightrope. However, Swami is working on ensuring they get past the Leptospirosis hurdle first.
I think if you look at the Nandi team, we had 3 yellow cards. In the first game we had 2 yellow cards, and the second game only 1 yellow card. It's a positive sign.
The Jet Setters have been backed by the faithful all throughout this season and are looking for the same again at Prince Charles Park.
Fans are very positive about the team, and we hope they come in numbers to support, and we need their support a lot, because whenever Nandi plays in their home ground, they perform very well because of the support, and I hope they come in numbers to support, and the team does well for the fans too.
This is the first tournament on Nandi's home soil since 2009, and the Green Machine last won the FACT title in 1996, which was at the same venue. So it's pressure from all around for the side. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
It'll soon be a busy time for basketball Fiji officials with the Tucker's Ice Cream Secondary Schools competition approaching. But no matter how hectic things may get, officials will remain excited knowing they achieved the aim of introducing basketball to schools normally associated with rugby. Elena McDonald reports.
47 teams from 18 central schools, plus 10 from the West, are gearing up for 8 weeks of competition. And while everyone has their tournament favourites, it's the newcomers everyone's eager to see perform.
For the Central Division is Tailevu North, RSMS, and Nasinu Secondary School. In the Western Division, we have Tilak High School.
Basketball's come a long way in Fiji, and it's been a tough task in trying to expand the sport.
We have 2 volunteers, 1 volunteer at Tailevu North, conducting clinics with the school, and we have the other volunteer at QVS, conducting development clinics too there.
A major draw card has been the realization that basketball has a lot more to offer these days.
It's produced people, student players like Miliko Imenavura, who's attained a 2-year basketball scholarship to the States out of ACS. And St. Joseph Secondary School also has some promising young players who's showed some promise and look good to go overseas too.
Games will be played every Thursday and Friday before teams are chosen for the national championship in August. Helena McDonald, FBC Sports.
Well, it's good to see Leipo Mau keeping busy. All the best with the national championship coming up. That wraps up sports for tonight. It's back to Jackie now for business.
Fijian exporters are being challenged to brand Fiji in new markets as the government extends its diplomatic ties. The government has recently undertaken several strategies to ensure it reaches out to wider markets. Investment Fiji Chief Executive Ravuni Ului Lakemba says with Fiji opening missions in Brazil, the United Arab Emirates and South Korea, exporters will be challenged to brand Fiji across the globe. With this in mind, the 2013 Prime Minister's Exporter of the Year Awards are themed Expanding Beyond the Horizons of Fiji. The 2013 Prime Minister's Exporter of the Year Awards campaign will officially be launched by Acting Prime Minister Aisaid Qayyum tomorrow.
First up, it was a wet Wednesday for Suva, Savu-Savu and Lambasa. There were bouts of sunshine in between, but overall, clouds and showers throughout the day. The burning west was exactly that, with fine conditions in the morning and in the afternoon. And it wasn't just fine weather that Nandi, Leptospirosis and Ba had in common. They also had the same temperature at 30 degrees. Lambasa was slightly hotter at 31. Clouds and showers are what you should expect tomorrow. Sunshine isn't part of the forecast at all, so yes, Jackie, it looks like you'll be needing that umbrella. Now, to finish things up with an awesome photo of Sasa village in Ba, Muriti Nakavia Vanaka for being kind enough to take this early in the morning. This morning, in fact. Somehow, the sun in the horizon reminds me of that great flick, The Lion King. That's it from me. Until the next photo, stay safe and stay smiling.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. Our headlines tonight: medical professionals have advised against buying ACC quantum energy products, which claim to have positive effects on a host of medical issues. Public Service Commission to gauge the level of service delivery at all ministries and departments. And Singatoka ratepayers given a chance to raise their concerns with the new special administrator in a public meeting. Don't forget to take part in the FBC opinion poll. This week's question: does Fiji football need new and young leadership? Visit our FBC website www.fbc.com.fj to take part. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That's all from FBC News tonight. Join us again tomorrow. Modemanda.
आपकी शादी होने वाली है। 5 बच्चे होंगे। 5 हाय, मैं हूँ आपकी सहेली वेणु। सुनते रहिए मिर्च FM। मैं हूँ ना 9 से 12 बजे तक।